What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Super Beast GN. Today we're playing some Flash, a little tempo. So we have a few cool Flash creatures in Lorwyn that I kind of wanted to try out. We have one of each in the deck. Original had two Rhys, the Evermores, but I don't think it's that good with a lot of my one toughness things. So basically what it does, it's a one and a white, 2/2 Flash creature. When it enters, another target creature you control gains persist. And what that means is if that creature were to die, if it had no -1/-1 counters on it, you return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a -1/-1 counter on it. So, with like a Cathar Commando would not be good. A Sunpearl Kirin would not be good. Brineborn Cutthroat would not be good. Floodpits Drowner, not great. Malcolm, not great. Wan Shi Tong, not great because it comes back without the counters. So, for most of the things in the deck, it doesn't hit. But if we get something like, I don't know, like an Aang Swift Savior or a Glen Elendra, after we've taken the counter off, a Werefox Bodyguard can come back. Aven Interrupters, not the Kutzil Flanker. Kutzil Flanker's not going to work. Or either any of our big creatures like Enduring Curiosity, which we don't really need to do it on because it comes back anyways. Basically got its own little persist. We get the Unagi and the Disruptor of the Currents, which is also another card we're about to talk about. Need to save it. That's why we only have one in the deck. I had two, but it wasn't really great. But we can remove any number of counters from target creature you control. That's not going to be good in most situations because a lot of our counters are either going to be from Brineborn or Wan Shi Tong, which we want to keep those counters on. So Glen Elendra coming back with a -1/-1 counter on it would be actually better, just because we can counter more things. But other than that, only one. The Glen Elendra Guardian is a flash flying 2 and a blue fairy wizard. This creature enters with a -1/-1 counter on it. You can pay 1 and a blue to remove a counter from this creature. Counter target non-creature spell. Its controller draws a card. Maybe we don't want them drawing cards, but like if in a pinch, if the opponent wants to like board wipe or something and like they're tapped out, it'd be good. Like we can get that like last hit in on our turn, and then it gets stronger too. So just trying these out, like a lot of cool flash things happen. There's a lot more flash things in here. I just don't have, but I wanted to make a coherent a coherent deck behind this too, like with all the other stuff. If we put everything from the set in, it's just probably not going to be a coherent deck. And then we have the Disruptor of Currents, 3 and 2 blue flash Convoke, which is nice. This one I might actually think about putting more in because of the Convoke, but the opponents that I faced while in practice were able to deal with each one of our creatures like just one by one. And so it's like hard to get a bunch of creatures on the field. And usually when you have a bunch of creatures on the field, you're probably going to win anyways. But when this creature enters, return up to one other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. That could be one of your opponents. That can be one of yours to save one of your things. So little bit of versatility there. It's also a 3/3 with flash that basically can be like a 0/0, because you can't attack on your opponent's turn. And we have the Floodpits Drowner, so you can attack with them, and then on your opponent's turn, use them to convoke your Disruptor of Currents. So pretty cool. We're going to try that out and see how that works. Also, though, we have the Unagi of Kyoshi Island, which I really like in this meta. In the world of Magic the Gathering, where everybody loves drawing cards, let's draw 2 cards instead of this, as opposed to they're just 1. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, draw 2 cards. It's like a slightly better, fairy. What was the fairy that like when it came in when they draw their second card per turn, like. You drew like a card and you can make them draw, whatever, It's gone now. Fairy Mastermind, that's what it is. Aha, I figured it out. My brain is not mush. And it has basically sometimes, in some cases, Ward 4. Of course, that ward has Convoke, so Waterbend 4, they can tap their creatures and artifacts to help pay for that Waterbend cost, or they can tap their lands. But, if we can get this out pretty early, it's hard to deal with. We also have Aang Swift Savior. For that tempo play, we can tempo something back. Aven Interrupter in conjunction with the Aang, we can plot something. And what's nice is if we plot like instant cards, like counter spells, because they can't play the plotted thing at instant speed. So we can plot counter spells, Another cool thing to plot would be like Doppelgang, anything with X in the cost, because then they can only pay 2, they can't pay the X cost, so stuff like that's pretty good. But also, if we're Aven Interrupting and we Aang Swift Savior, their stuff's going to cost 4. They can't just play it again for 2 with the Aang. Now, I understand with the Aang, they can still play the thing again, like right then and there, but it stops them from doing a bunch of stuff. So, like, we can kind of tempo play them. We also have one quick study in here to draw cards. Kutzil's Flanker to deal with players' graveyards, deal with the graveyard hate, so in case they're doing the graveyard thing. We can also gain life, scry 2. We can put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. For each creature that left the battlefield under your turn, under your control this turn. Pretty cool after a board wipe. Just like, boom, come in with a bunch of counters and attack big. Other than that, it's really just here for the exile target player's graveyard. Cathar Commandos, because if we don't have 4 Cathar Commandos, it's a 3/1. So if we can get in unopposed, it's 3 damage to the face, which really adds up over time. And it's like, this is the whole point of this deck, is tempo the player out, do little damage here and there. I think 3 is pretty big damage for a 2-mana thing. Sorry, frog in my throat. You know how it is. I do these, I record these early. So, yeah, Cathar Commando needs to be here. The destroy target artifact and enchantment is really good, because once the Monument to Endurance decks get going, it's almost impossible to beat them. So we got to take out their Monument to Endurances pretty easily, pretty fast. And Cathar Commando can do that. We can also deal with their stuff with Aang's Iceberg too. So we have 7 things that can get rid of them, plus a Ultima that destroys all artifacts and creatures. So that can also deal with their artifacts. And then like the artist talent, we don't really care about, because most of their things in that deck don't hit face, they hit creatures. And we don't care if they're using the artist talent, because they're just going to be discarding and drawing cards. And yeah, they can continue doing the talent, the other talent that makes a creature and then gets stuff back from the graveyard. But I mean, whatever, right? Like, it's really the Monument to Endurance that's really hard to deal with. We can kill creatures, we can block creatures. But yeah, we want to make sure those monuments don't stick. So beyond the quiet, exile all creatures and spacecrafts. Never know. They might have like indestructible creatures, and we don't have Sunfall anymore. So exile all creatures and spacecraft could be good. And the spacecraft thing could be relevant. It usually isn't, but you know, if they happen to have a spacecraft and we use this, they're gonna be like, wait, you just so happen to have the thing that gets rid of spacecraft? You know how it is. What else haven't we talked about? I think that's it. Enduring Curiosity, so that we can draw more cards and just keep the stuff in our hands, so we can keep flashing things in. Yeah, Brineborn Cutthroat, Sunpearl Kirin to kind of rescue our things, along with the 1 Werefox Bodyguard. I didn't want too many Werefox Bodyguards. It is double white. But also, like, you know, if we have to take their thing and they kill this, they get their thing back. So I really have it in here just to save our own thing. So if they're like board wiping, we can Werefox Bodyguard something back to our hand and then use it again. We did have Appa in here in a previous version of it. Appa was just too cumbersome, as you might see with some of our some of our games today. Is like, we don't really want to. We want to be able to do a couple things in a turn. We want to be able to have 5 mana and do like a 3 thing and a 2 thing, a 3 thing and a 2 thing. We don't want to tap out for Appa and just like, oh, I can deal with your Appa. I don't know. I just don't want to tap out for Appa. Like, that's all. Appa was in here. It is a good play, but like, without going infinite with Aang, and we could keep doing it with Aang, but like, we want to go infinite if we're gonna be doing that. But like, I just think like saving all of our stuff isn't necessary, because we are trying to tempo our opponent out. So little by little, we're gonna be draining our opponent. So we're usually not gonna have like a million creatures on the field to save with Appa. So it's not gonna be a big difference not having it in here. But it was in a previous version of this. 1 Restless Anchorage, because I don't really see us playing anything, tapping out on our turn to do something. So 1, just in case we have to. But other than that, we want to wait till our opponent's end step and do all the stuff there. Make them, if they're going to counter us, make them tap out. We do not counter anything in this deck, except for Glen Elendra. We can counter non-creature things, and the only thing that can stop that is the land that makes things incounterable, which a lot of people sometimes, a lot of people just don't have it sometimes, but it's possible. Possible they can have it, but if they do, more power to them. We can get through it. We can get through board wipes. We're good. 4 Temple of Enlightenments, Meticulous Archives, and just, all of, it's 23 lands. Because our curve is actually pretty low, like, our top end is 4, and by the time we can draw cards with Malcolm, we can draw cards with the Wan Shi Tong, we draw cards with Quick Study, we just flash things in, temple them out, and, eventually we'll get to the Enduring Curiosity, we'll draw even more cards. So, curve's pretty low, and by that time we're gonna be drawing more lands too, so we can play our big things, and this is really just for late game. Usually these are mid game plays. We're going late game with these plays, and our late game is turn whatever, but that's okay. So let's get into the games and see how our flash deck does with a few new Lorwyn cards. And guys, listen, we may not be able to use. We only have one of each in the deck, so we might not be able to use these to our fullest extent. We're just trying them out, We're not trying to use a bunch of them, and we're not trying to like flood the deck with new Lorwyn cards. We want to little by little see what's good, see what's bad, and if you, I always say, if you put everything from the new set in a deck, you don't know what works and what doesn't, because it's like there's just so many new things in there, and it's like I wonder what didn't work, and then it's just too much trial and error after that. So just a little bit. Plus, you know what? Wild cards cost money, and I don't think I have more than one of these. I have a bunch of these. I don't know why they keep giving me these ones. These are like the worst ones for the deck. And they keep giving me Rhys the Evermore, which I don't need more than one. I don't want more than one, not in this deck at least. This is probably better for a different deck, but like, hey, we're trying it here. So let's get into the games and see how Lorwyn Flash stuff does. Opponent goes first. Do not like that, but we have stuff. We have things. Keep it. We shall do... Oh, what are we doing? 241 cards? Alright. Okay. We're gonna attack. And we're gonna put that right back in. And Meticulous Archive. Aang's Iceberg is good. Play a tap land next turn because Dance of the Tumbleweeds. Alright. Ghost Vacuum, don't care. We can only do one thing this turn anyway, so. What are we getting? That can go. We're getting a little too ahead of ourselves here. A lot of lands. We need them, but we don't need that many. Yet. Okay. Maze Mine's Tome. Sure. Alright, they're tapping out on their turn. We can do two things on this, so let's attack. Oop, okay. Alright, let's go to their turn. I gotta be careful not to discard any creatures until we can play them. Aang's Journey. Alright. Sure. They want lands for something. I don't know what they're doing. I don't have to do anything yet. Oh my god. Like an untapped land here. Would be nice. That's fine. Yeah. Like I said, I do not want to get rid of any creatures, but I want them vacuuming them up. Day of Judgment. I guess we'll do this. We have bodyguarded. I will attack. Another target non-land permanent. So it's good. It can be my own. All right. Let's do this. Get rid of it. All right. God. Chimmel. All right. So what will they play? You know what? This goes back to my hand. Okay. We don't counter anything, so we really don't care about the Cavern of Souls. We do have this coming in, which is not great. Fountainport Bell. Search your library for a base. I bet they have Ugin in there. They have a lot of colorless things. Pass to end. Yeah, what do you got? Okay. Yeah, you got something at your end step. Plot it. Something dies later, but that's fine. They really want that dead. We'll do this. I want to draw some cards. They're probably going to Ugin next turn. Yeah, you can hit me. That's fine. Comes in tapped anyways. Might as well. They have something to exile. Good thing we got rid of that ghost vacuum, huh? Here comes Oogie. They're doing both? Well then, Oogie boy. Alright. There's Ugin. Fast to end. Flying hexproof. Alright. Well. Yeah, buddy. Okay. They can exile something with Ugin. I know they have an Ugin. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. We don't have any planeswalkers. Yeah, they can do that. Gain some life. Search your library for up to 5 land cards that have different... Okay, that's fine. I know that one. They have enough lands anyway, so I really don't care if they get any more lands, like... An Ultima would be pretty dope, if I'm being honest. Thing is, if they have an Ultima, we can't, like, respond, like, afterwards, because it ends the turn. If they, like, Ultima us with the Chimmel. The thing is, I don't know if they would want to, right? Hmm. Pass to end. Resolve that. So they don't use another... Yeah, Fountain Port Bell. Alright. Alright, let's Brineborn. Hitting you for 2. I don't think they can do that. Oh, can they? We've set a stop. Resolve that. They're gonna just play another one, right? Bandit's Hall. Whenever you commit a crime, put a loot counter on this artifact, alright? You come back, my friend. The thing is, we're never gonna deck him out, right? Yeah. This Kyoshi Island would be good. Dance of the Tumbleweeds. The thing is, we really need this Aang's Iceberg. Because we have a looming Ugin coming, you know? Oh, wait, what did I do? Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Okay. Aang's Iceberg. We draw 2 cards. We are drawing like Bob Ross. Okay. Take action. Okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah, you can draw a card. That's fine. I'm not going to do it during my turn. Because, I want to do stuff during their turn. So I can do more stuff during my turn. Beyond the Quiet. Okay. Pass to attackers. Pass to end. Pass to end. Resolve. Play that. Do you have a counter? They might have something to kill it with. They have the water bend though. Well, they don't have the water bend. They have the land. Basically Ward 4, but like with Convoke. Ward 4 with Convoke. Yeah, there we go. That makes sense. Uh-huh. 1 mana. They've already drawn their second card, I think, right? Oh, no. There we go. Now I draw 2 cards. Okay. But we still draw the 2 cards. Alrighty. We can sacrifice this too and scry. Like, what are you looking for in your 200 card deck? Probably Ugin. Hmm. Hmm. We have 28 cards left. What are we doing? Can't stop the first one, but we can kill it. I don't know. Has to end. We get more lands. Alright, first off, let's draw. Glen Elendra. Okay. My turn. Go ahead and attack. Is stuff non-counterable still? Creatures are, but like... Okay. If they use that to pay for it. Sure. Uh-huh. Okay. Can't counter it. Sure. Okay. Trying so hard not to be countered. That's fine. What do you got in there? They're down to 10. Okay. One of their payoff. What's this do when it's done? Nothing? They do draw. We can force them to draw. We play a Curiosity. And a Cathar Commando. Yep. That's awesome. So we're going to draw a few cards. And they are at 2. Day of Judgment. All right. So, they have 6 cards in hand. They only have so much targeted removal. And we win. Oh my god, longest game of my life. Opponent goes first, which means we're probably gonna lose. But, let's go. We can Brineborn Cutthroat. Okay. We got a Verge. Verge is good. Verge is fine. Demon Wall. Alright, well, Commando's gonna come in handy. Aang's Iceberg also coming in handy. Oh boy. Has to end. We'll do this first. I guess we'll try to get in an attack. Okay. Just kill that. Pass to main. Okay. Pass to end. They're going to do it again. Sure. Brineborn. Keep that. No attacks. End the turn. They have green, so they might be able to destroy this, but it comes back, they still have to pay for it. Watch them have yet another one. Because that's the way this game happens. Deep Cavern Bat. Sure, bud. Yeah, Aang. Aang's pretty good. Alright. Sure. Yeah, buddy. Badger Mole Cub. Okay. Target non... if we take the Blooming Marsh, it just comes back. Boom. Sure. You may hit me. These don't untap, so I don't really care if they block. A lot of lands. Almost too many lands. Actually, way too many lands. Way too many lands, my friend. All right, deep cavern. But is there another Ouroboros? They have the Black Sun. 4. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we got it. Okay, we got it. Good game. I don't like this. We're gonna mulligan. I like this a little better. Let's put that back. I don't have high hopes for this. If I'm being super honest. And when I don't have high hopes, that usually means we're gonna lose. But who knows? We might pull one out. Green. Gross. Absolutely gross going first. We need some land. We do need some land, I tell you. Badger Mole Cub. Okay. Oogie doogie. Think it's Craterhoof? Overlord. Okay. Oogie. No blocks. Hold up. Yeah, I don't think we win this. There's 2 ahead right now. It's turn 2. Turn 3. Yeah, I mean, we don't have any more lands. We scryed our only 2, or we mulliganed our only 2 board wipes away. Yeah, I don't think we can do it. So let's go ahead and concede. Opponent goes first. We got a Brineborn, we got a Malcolm. I love the Malcolm. Malcolm's one of my favorites of all time. Adventures in. Uh-oh. We're playing against colorless. Okay. Yes. We're trying to get to that Ugin. Alrighty. You know what? Throw him off a couple turns. Tempo. The tempo play. They have black? Uh-oh. Okay. We have Ultima. Put 1 counter on it. Draw half X cards rounded down. No. That's gotta go. Glen Elendra, not for this. Oh, actually, no, I can't, because if they can do it this turn. Yeah, they have it. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, here comes Ugin. Do you have the Ugin? Play the Ugin. Why not? Okay. They have all colorless. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they can't use Zuko's. Ooh. Okay. Put. Get you some. Okay. That's a spacecraft? Funny. I think I have to do this. Ooh, is it gonna be? I bet it's gonna be an Ugin. They got the Ugin. All right, what is it? They're rolling blind here. Damage. Nice. Okay. Okay. We're nothing but flash, baby. Keep that. All right. Duress. All right. They wanted Duress. The Kyoshi Island. They're gonna get you. They can't do anything, right? Instant speed? Do we have it? Did we win? I will try it. Just in case they have some kind of instant speed removal for one of them. Opponent. Do you live or do you die? Is my question to the room. Everybody looks up and says, I don't know. Who knows? Instant speed board wipes? I don't think so. Plus you have to pay a bunch to kill this. So even if you kill the one. They have the Zuko's exile, sure. I will, yeah. They were hoping to get that Ugin. Oh, Rhys the Evermore. Can we use it? Remove any number of counters for target creature you control. Love it. Love it. That's awesome. Oh no, opponent. Opponent's in the tank. So salty. Maybe they're just thinking. Yeah, you can't pay for it. You gotta waterbend 4. It's basically ward 4 in this situation, so. And you can't make a blue fish. Yeah. I think you're done, son. Alright, let's see. Surveil 1. Quick study. Attack. And smack. We got it, baby. Good game.